instant analysis after the Texas-Mississippi State football game. Noah, a wild game. Billy Gates with you. Noah Gross also here. That game was just bananas. 45-38, the final score in overtime. A win for the Texas Longhorns in Starkville, Mississippi. And they were trailing, 38-21 early in the fourth quarter, Noah?
A couple times they were down 17.
Right. Yeah. What happened, man? Like,
I don't know.
How were they able to turn this game on its head like that?
I'm looking at the box score right now, and Texas should not be 6-2. I mean, it's an unbelievable game. I will say, I think the biggest thing that was the difference for Texas late is the defense realized how good they are, and Mississippi State kind of started to feel the pressure and said, what if we lose another one of these games? Because they've had like 3 or 4 this year where they should have won and didn't. The Arizona State game was a big win for them, but in SEC play, pretty much every single game they've been in and just have not been able to close them out. So I think Mississippi State and Starkville felt the pressure a little bit, but the Texas defense started to buckle down. I mean, they were getting just crushed. It was the long touchdown from Devon Booth, the little shovel pass.
62-yarder,
from Blake Shapen, where I think they got to 38. Yeah. And after that, it was like the Texas defense kind of saw their offense get into it a little bit and start to feel it and say, okay, maybe they're going to keep scoring. Let's figure this out on the defensive side. So I would say that was the biggest difference is the Texas defense. Despite giving up 38, even on their worst day, they still make some big plays when it matters most.
Yeah, and it felt like that Devon Booth touchdown, which kind of sort of materialized out of nowhere, just like a little shovel pass from Blake Shapen, and then Booth turns it around, breaks a tackle, races 62 yards to the house. That kind of seemed like a backbreaker for the Bulldogs. That Davis Wade Stadium crowd with all the cowbells and stuff, that can get to you pretty quickly. And it seemed like they seized control with that touchdown. But, man alive, that Texas defense turned up 2 3-and-outs. Arch Manning came through in the fourth quarter, some big plays. Threw a touchdown pass to, I believe it was Emmett Mosley, right? Or Parker Livingston, somebody. Who was it? Yeah, it was the.
There were 2 to Livingston in the game, and there was 1 to Mosley.
Yes, it was
2 to Mosley.
With 13-15 left in the game, hits Parker Livingston for 6 yards. Great catch on the sideline to get a foot down to draw them within 10. And then the Booth score happened to stretch that lead back out to 38-21. Arch Manning comes through again, finds Emmett Mosley, 21-yard pass, 9:34 left in the game. Mason Shipley comes in, kicks a 26-yard field goal. He had missed from 29 earlier in the game, which he doesn't miss that like ever until tonight, obviously. And then the key special teams play, Ryan Niblett, he's got to be this team's MVP this year or something. 79-yard punt return, minute 47 left in the game to tie it all up at 38. Eventually send the game to overtime, and then Matthew Caldwell comes in for an injured Arch Manning, throws one pass. One pass is all he needed. Hits Emmett Mosley, 10-yarder. Take the lead in overtime, and then the Texas defense does the rest.
Matt Stafford Caldwell. What a specimen Matt Caldwell is. I think the last time I remember him throwing a pass was in the Florida game when Arch, I think, had his helmet knocked off. In the final, and he threw a dart then as well. So we'll see. I don't think Texas had an update. Our Levon Whitaker was there reporting and covering the game, and I don't think they had an update on Arch. They said they'll know more when they get back to Austin. I know Texas fans are hoping he's okay and ready for a Vanderbilt game next week. That should be interesting. You mentioned Niblett is probably the MVP. I agree. It's interesting to me how he's so confident in open space right now. Like, fair catch is not even crossing his mind, especially in the big moments. And Sark has said like 3 or 4 times this year, is there a fly in here or something?
No, just these lights are kind of weird. But anyway, keep talking.
Okay, I was like, is there a bug?
Sorry.
Sark has said a couple times this year, he's like, I got to do a better job getting the ball in Ryan Niblett's hands offensively and in opportunities other than punt returns. And he tried to get into that. I mean, he got a carry, he got a reception, but that was for a grand total of 0 yards, Billy.
Sure.
So it's just, he has done nothing other than the punt returns, and it just is weird to me how they're not able to get him so involved in an offense that is so kind of built for players like that and their explosiveness. So that's something where their running game that's my biggest cause of concern. I think their defense is going to be fine, but neither of the running backs, Wisner or Baxter, look explosive to me right now.
No.
Baxter looked good early, and Weisner had the good run against Oklahoma, but they got to figure something out with the running game because 2.3 yards per carry on the night, not good enough.
No, that's not going to cut it in the SEC, but they're able to get it done. Arch Manning finishes 29 of 46, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception before going out of the game after that 13-yard scramble in overtime to set up Matt Caldwell's 10-yard go-ahead touchdown. Ryan Wingo, 12 targets on the day, 5 receptions, not a good ratio there, but 184 yards with 129 yards after the catch. Yeah. That is insane. That is wild. And he dropped 3 passes.
I think he had it was like a 62-yarder, a 60, and a 47.
Yeah, the 60-yarder was the first offensive play of the game for the Longhorns. Sets up Arch Manning's 3-yard rushing touchdown there early in the first quarter to give Texas the lead. And then he had a couple more on he had that 47-yarder on like a deep ball. Yep. And then it was another sort of like bubble screen, wide receiver sideline screen type of deal where he broke that other 62-yarder. So yeah, just a crazy day for Wingo of highs and lows for him because he dropped some passes that would have put Texas in good position as well.
I'm looking at Texas's scoring drives in the day, Billy. Like the first one of game time, 58 seconds. Then they struggled a little bit. Then it was 4:14. That's progress.
Sure.
Second half, they struggled a lot. Then 2:05, 2:55, 3:39. And a lot of those were when they were trying to come back in the game. But in the games against good teams this year, Billy, I don't know if Texas has had one of those drives that they've had in the last couple of years where it's like they closed against Arkansas last year. Which is like run the ball down your throat, take like 7 minutes of game time, and make the defense tired. Mm-hmm. And that's got to be hard for the Texas defense because they're on the field so much. Last week when Texas won at Kentucky, the offense was not able to put up any sustained, consistent drives. Sure. Kentucky ran 31 more plays than Texas. So that takes a toll on the defense, and maybe that's why they came out a bit sluggish defensively today. Yeah, they've been playing so much. So
who knows?
It all leads to the same goal, and you trying to win. And when the offense struggled, the defense has to pick them up. So that's not good for Texas that when they are able to score, it's these quick drives, and you want to have explosive offense, but if you can't have those kind of wear-you-down drives that have been so good for them in years past, that's a cause for concern.
Yep. No drive over 4:19 for the Longhorns against Mississippi State Saturday night. However, their last 4 drives, touchdown, field goal, end of half, and then the touchdown in overtime. So technically, I guess, their last 5 drives. Although they only had that end-of-half drive for 3 seconds.
Great QB sneak. So,
yeah. Great QB sneak to make sure they didn't take a safety after the good Mississippi State punt pinned them down around the 2-yard line. This is just a tale of 2 halves, at least for the defense, too. I mean...
It was just the fourth quarter. Third quarter was bad.
I mean, this fourth quarter was... Let's check out this... The fourth quarter stats. So Texas... 24... Yeah, 24... Yeah. Crazy. Just bananas. In the second half of this game, Texas had 6 sacks, 6 of their 7 sacks. And that last sack in overtime goes down as a loss of 31 officially.
Yeah.
That was when Blake Shapen lost the ball and stuff, and they were chasing it around. Minus 31 rushing yards for Mississippi State in the second half. Obviously, the sacks are factored into the rushing stats. Like that or hate it. I mean, they're numbers at the end of the day, but that's what it is. So that looks really crazy. I mean, just to see a negative 31 in the rushing column anywhere is just kind of jarring to your eye. Let's see. Mississippi State averaged 4.4 yards per play in the second half, as opposed to 5.7 in the first half. So again, this Texas defense, they didn't look that good in the first half. Missing Michael Taff, obviously. He's got that thumb injury. He had to have surgery on. He should be back sometime this season, but still not quite sure when he'll be back. But they definitely felt his presence not on the field anyway. They felt that quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think they felt it more than I anticipated. Not that Michael Taff's not great, All-American, things like that. I'm so confident in the depth of this Texas defensive backfield. I mean, go back to last year. Andrew Makuba, second-round pick, was not even the starter for much of this season until Derek Williams got hurt. And then Makuba went on to be the starter, and he's with the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. This year, obviously, it's a new team, but still a lot of those guys are back. Jelani McDonald, Xavier Filsaime getting a little more time right now. Grayson Littleton, a star freshman. Those guys struggled, especially early on. And to me, coming into the game, I was like, okay, Texas has struggled against big physical receivers this year. Carnell Tate had that big touchdown for Ohio State. Dallas Wilson had a big game for Florida.
He had a huge game for Florida.
Yeah, and Mississippi State had short, quick wide receivers, guys like Brennan Thompson, the former Longhorn.
And
I thought they were going to be able to contain them, but no, they were shifty, and Texas had breakdowns defensively. So, yeah, not having Taft there was a big thing Texas had to get over.
Yep. So we'll see how that works out next weekend when they finally get to come home. They're hosting number 10. Yes, number 10, for Vanderbilt.
They'll be like 8.
They're coming into DKR on November 1st. That's going to be an 11 a.m. start. I mean, I don't think the broadcast folks thought this would be a ranked matchup coming into the season when they set this broadcast time, but it appears we're going to have some top 25 football at 11 a.m. on Saturday at DKR. It'll be the first time in a month that the Longhorns will play in Austin, which is crazy to think about, but that's how the schedule worked out. Their Red River rivalry game against Oklahoma at the Cotton Bowl was technically a home game because they, set up everything kind of operations-wise. That's how they determine home and away at a neutral site like that. So it'll be nice to see them play at home for a change, huh, Noah?
Yeah, and I was going to say it's a ranked matchup next week, and if you, 3-4 hours ago, it seemed like one team was going to be ranked going into it. And how crazy would that have been if it was Vanderbilt, like the number 7 or 8 team in the country at that point next week?
Versus an unranked Texas team, potentially. But not anymore, man.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Yeah,
sure.
that was wild. So, 34-7, Texas outscores Mississippi State in the fourth quarter and overtime combined to win a wild 45-38 overtime game at Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville, amongst the cowbells, amongst all the things you do, all the things thrown at you on the road in the SEC. Granted, Mississippi State hasn't won an SEC home game in literal years, and Texas snatched a victory out of the jaws of defeat this year. And from Mississippi State's standpoint, that's just kind of it's a program loss, really. Just kind of when bad teams are bad, this kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, I wanted to say before we close here, if you're a Texas fan especially, which I assume most people watching are, go to Levon Whitaker's Twitter, LevonWhit_TV. That's our KXAN sports reporter there. You'll enjoy seeing the post-game reaction from Sark, from Arch Manning, from the team. Sark addressing the rumor that he was interested in an NFL coaching job as well. I know Billy wrote an article on that. So
it'll be on KXAN.com.
Yeah, go to his social media. And, KXAN.com as well.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, 45-38, Texas beats Mississippi State in overtime. A crazy game. Texas moves to, 6-2 overall.
Yep.
3-1 in the SEC. They host Vanderbilt next week at 11 a.m. So until then, this is the end of its analysis. You guys can go back to your lives. Your Saturday nights are now free.
Or you can watch again.
Or you can watch this again. Who knows? Thanks so much for watching. For Noah Gross, I'm Billy Gates, and we'll talk to you again soon.